Good morning, good people, fellow humans, HUMONDS, colorful nuts. And that's probably a good way to think of ourselves so we don't take ourselves too seriously. Today is Monday, November 25th, Thanksgiving week. It is a little bit before 6 a.m. My name is Edward Bevilacqua. This is Department of Career Services. It's not the Doge, it's the DOCS. DOCS, D-O-C-S, Department of Career Services, the DOCS, not the Doge, not the Department of Government Efficiency. And we are located here west of Sin City and east of Death Valley in the high desert. 2696 feet, 2,696 feet. Not 2,700. Okay, so we are here to help our students and other interested parties on their journey through this life, heading towards a destination of what comes next, best preparing for that. To be successful here, now, and our definition of success is money times meaning and purpose, where money comes first. The definition of money is just the ability to experience more. And we don't have time to talk about that, but that is money. Meaning is act such that everything you do matters, and purpose is service to others. So if you have a life where you're doing meaningful things in service to others, and you're using money, you're putting your money to do that, you have money to do that, then you're going to be successful. You're going to accomplish a lot. So that's why we're here. And Monday through Friday, we focus on physical, mental, and emotional things, tools to help you on the journey. Weekends, we focus on the spiritual, those four things: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we focus on physical, mental, and emotional. Saturday, Sunday, we just focus on the spiritual stuff, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. If you believe it's not just that we're born, stuff happens, and then we die, and that's it, that we have transcendent souls. If you believe we have a transcendent soul, then you should be focused on where I could be going next. Okay? We do that through the podcast, and we do it through the worksheet. The worksheet is the most important thing. So down below is a link to the worksheet. It's also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and our website, gschool-u.com, and love thy neighbor -US. I think it's USA. Love thy neighbor -USA.com. Both of those websites, you can get the worksheet. That's the main thing. The purpose of the podcast is to build better habits. Make it part of your daily routine. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And it's the sense of community, but no one is here today. Not yet, at least. So we will, enough dilly-dallying around. We will proceed. We will proceed on loquitur. Just have to have my coffee. I may make it a tiny bit too strong so I can add hot water with flavor. Pretty clever. Okay, good. So what is our theme of today? Theme of today is needs then wants. Needs then wants. Okay, now let's get in. Before we get to that, let's do some of our normal stuff. Advice from an 80-year-old. Why is this important? Because life is changing so fast. We need ties to the wisdom of the past. Advice from an 80-year-old. When someone hugs you, let them be the first to let go. Okay, that's good advice, right? For people who don't know, nobody taught me how to hug. How do I hug? How tightly? Is it side, front? What do you do? My arm's over, my arm's this way, my arm's that way, my arm away. Okay, so number one thing, if somebody hugs you, let them be the first to let go. Good advice. Okay. Got a bunch of red letter stuff today. Darren Hardy is talking about the needs then wants. We're going to talk about that. Seth Godin, is there a marketplace? Not sure why I put that one in red letter. Jordan Peterson, that's another red letter one. And Nancy Kane, our TED Talk, Nancy Kane, crisis leadership, huge one, which, let me talk about that for a second. Let me talk about that. This is day one of week 4 in our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 4, week 4, day 1. Good morning, memento mori. So this is day 4, week 1. No, it's week 4, day 1. Crisis leadership. So Nancy Kane breaks down, okay, when you are in a crisis, like what? Like the Civil War and you're President Lincoln or Abraham Lincoln. How do you deal with? Okay, better. How do you deal with the situation you're in? You're Ernest Shackleton. Your ship is sunk and you're stranded on the Antarctica. How do you deal with it? So great from Nancy Kane, who I reached out to about 10 years ago. She responded, became a big supporter of what we're doing. Haven't communicated with her for a couple years, but she has been an ardent supporter, especially of the women in our program, and what makes it donating books. I should bring one of her books in here. Yeah. Let's make a note of that. The key thing about Nancy Kane is she is a Harvard Business School professor. Wow. What not a bevy. Hanging on by our fingertips, but you made it. Good. Glad you're here. Okay, so crisis leadership, Nancy Kane. What do you do in a crisis? And she has 10 rules, 10 things, about maybe 6 or 7 from Lincoln and 3 from Shackleton. It's one of those things of you watch it, you take it, you don't leave home without it. Do not leave home without it. Very important stuff. Too hot. Our theme of today, though, is needs then wants. And this is from the Darren Hardy little video linked down below. And his point is that we have goals. We have things that we need to get done. We have objectives. If you focus on your needs first, nothing comes before getting our needs taken care of. And at the beginning of the week, on Sundays, he has a routine to do. So you figure out what are my goals? What are the 3 things I need to get accomplished? After these are done, then I can do those other things. Focus on the needs. So if it's like, well, I need to balance my checkbook and I want to bake a cake, you could say, well, I'll bake the cake first because that's easier. It's going to not take much time. Or what Darren Hardy's point is no, first you balance the checkbook, then you bake the cake. Okay. Now, when you get to a higher level, when you know you're going to get your needs done, when you are disciplined and you can say, okay, well, cake is going to take that much time prep, that much time baking, checking, balancing my checkbook is going to take that much time. Okay, I can start with this, the cake, put it in the oven, move to this, and by the time I'm done with balancing my checkbook, the cake will also be ready. That is higher level. But what happens is people are not good at time management, so they stack up a bunch of wants and they never get to the needs. So Darren Hardy is saying elementary school, baby food, whatever, however, becoming new, you don't know how to do it. Focus on the needs. Get your needs met. Then take care of your wants. First your needs, then your wants. Okay, so Wada Bevy, how is things in Fort Jacks? They baked a pumpkin cheesecake pie. Very yummy. I'm sure it was. It'd be interesting. It's turning out more and more that Robert Kennedy is going to come and wipe out all of that stuff. Anything that you can't buy in Europe, this processed food you can't buy in Europe or Australia, we're not going to allow anymore. So you're going to see big changes in food in the stores. No more red dye, no more this, no more that. Taken off the shelves because Americans are not healthy. And apparently there's a relationship between diabetes, high cholesterol, and all that, and what you eat. So if you eat foods that are highly processed, you're not going to be healthy. Therefore, we are not going to allow people to sell unhealthy food any longer because it's just too addicting. We'll go back to a simpler diet of fruits and nuts and green, leafy greens. Okay, whatever. Okay, but it's a form of socialism. That's a form of socialism. Letting people eat poisonous food is a form of socialism. The problem is people don't have the ability to say no to things that are really, really yummy. They're really salty, really fatty, really sweet. People can't say no. So people drink Mountain Dew despite it's being unhealthy for them. And then they get diabetic, then they have to take medication. So the idea is, here's what always happens. When people start eating healthy, they feel healthy. They don't want to eat the junk food. People who eat the junk food are not healthy, and they eat the junk food because it's sweet, it's salty, it's fatty. It makes them feel good, but it's not good. Okay, let's see. What does Seth Godin have to say today? Exactly. This is America. Where's our freedom of voice? Where's our constitutional rights? Well, the Constitution doesn't rule our lives. It just ensures certain freedoms and is a social contract. You promise to do this, they promise to do that. And the government has a duty to protect its citizens. And up until now, we have let, apparently, the lobbyists control the people through elected officials. It's called lobbying. So there's a lot of things that are legal here simply because pharmaceutical companies and food manufacturing companies gave money to politicians to get elected. And I think what Bobby Kennedy is going to do, what he's saying is, show me the evidence that this is not harmful, because these other countries have banned it. Show me the money, show me the reports that say it's not harmful. And if it's not harmful, great, mazel tov. But it kind of is clear. And when we look at the health of Americans, something is not right. Okay. Well, you keep saying choice. We don't really have as many choices as you think. If you think you have the right to drive down the road at any speed you feel like, you don't. You think you have a right to go into Walmart and have a tantrum or stand on the street corner and have a tantrum, you don't. Our rights are very limited. We just happen to believe, the people who didn't go to law school especially, happen to believe that they have a lot of rights because that's what we're being told. But when you get arrested, you find out you don't have any rights. You think you have rights until the cop decides he's going to take them away. And you find out they're not rights, they're privileges. Privileges. We just think they're rights. We live in a country where 25% of the people that are in prison are in this country. 25% of the people, all of the people in the whole world are in prison, that are in prison in this country. We have 5% of the world's population. We have 25% of the world's prison population. And by prison, I don't mean jail. That's in addition. So when 1 out of every 4 people that are in prison in the world are in prison in this country or any country, that is the definition of a police state. We live in a police state. We're just told, you have freedom. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Right. More than 60 million people in this country. 1 out of 5 people in this country have a criminal record. You go to Europe, that is outlandish. We say we're free, yet 1 out of every 5 people has been arrested. Not really freedom. So instead of educating people, maybe. Gotta go. Love you. Bye. Sophie is at work. I guess she has a person she has to give a message to. Let's see, what is our time? 6 p.m. Okay, so we're here and we're out of time. Sorry. Out of time. Okay, so memento mori, we will deal with the issue at Pratt. I don't know what's going on. We'll deal with the issue. More important, or as important, is STAR and getting appointments, at least for the 40 people, as many of the 40 people as possible, appointments with Dr. Linden for mental health issues. So let's talk about that. I will be picking Sean up at about 10 to 9 to go to Trinity to get a washer and dryer. And let's see. Yeah, I'm going to pick him up at 10 to 9 to get a washing machine and a dryer for Pratt. No, for Star. And then at some point we will trade out the washing machine and dryer that we got from Trinity and bring those over to Pratt. But for today, just for Tony, because we're using his truck, I'm going to bring the washer dryer over to 1415 and let the guys use it there. So that's what's happening this morning, albeit star at 8:50. We're going to say and cut. Whoops. And cut. Cut. Bonk.